Okay, it looks like I'm online. Well, if there's anyone out there, thanks for coming in and joining, and hopefully this will be an educational exercise. What I'm about to do is look at the market from a big perspective. I'm going to look at the total market cap, look at the others market cap, I'll look at Bitcoin dominance, try to ascertain a feel for what the market is doing, to understand what the alts are doing, and then we can look at Ethereum. I think Ethereum is one of the ones that has a good strategy. So Ethereum, and then Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, and then I'll look at Bitcoin, and then a number of alts. And what you see on the screen at the moment is Phantom, and I've been going with Phantom so far. I've been doing well. I've sold my Phantom. I'm pretty much mostly up, and that was basically on these signs. So I gained 1,000%. How's that for you? So I've done a real good job on that. I wish I bought much more. I wish I did. I wish I put all my coins into it, all my funds into the FTM. But who was to know? So I'm looking at rejoining FTM, and we'll cover that one. It's one of those ones that I think is still going to be really good. And if you look at this chart, that is my target, short-term target, and then if anything, we can potentially hit the top part. But anyway, let's start with the, and what I'm going to do as a treat, I suppose, is divulge some secrets. Not yeah, could be secrets, but you'll pick up some useful tools, and hopefully you benefit from it. And those useful tools are going to be. Let's start with the, and what I'm going to do as a treat. That's a YouTube. I want to just kill that. Just want to see if I was online. And let me see. Hey, bro. G'day, buddy. So what I'm going to do is go over some indicators that might help you out. And the main one I'll be looking at is finding the top 4 Bitcoin. And we can cover, I'll cover one or two to help me find the top of Bitcoin. And then and I'll try to respond to any questions that people have. So let me just divide my screen on my right. You won't see that. I just want to see what people on YouTube might be able to say or question, and at the same time what TradingView says at the same time. So let's start. Where do we start? Let's start with Bitcoin or total market cap. So let's look at that. I set up my total market cap charts some time back. There's lines. I haven't looked at it for a while, and let's see what it's doing. Okay, so my lines were there, and this one is actually not total market cap. This is the other, meaning total market cap minus Bitcoin. So this is a good indicator for the alt season. And there's some assumptions that I expect people to have. I want you to know structure and obviously Fibonacci levels. They're very important. So, support and resistance. If you don't know those concepts, you're going to struggle following me. So they're the basics of reading the charts. Support, resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci. You need to know minimum of that to understand what we're talking about today. So what I have here in front of me is total market cap minus Bitcoin. And what I want to do is zoom in. And what we've had so far, so you can see it goes way back. This is the daily. And we have an uptrend and we have a flat stage. This is, in my opinion, is reaccumulation. And it's very clear to me. And I had this here for a while. So you can see this yellow section here, which is the top of this Wyckoff structure, you can say. The Wyckoff structure, you should be able to look on the Google and find out for yourself. But basically what we have, and what I'll do is actually enable a tool so I can draw as well. So you can see on the screen. I'll just do the desktop. And where's my tools? It's not coming in. Isn't that great? Okay, here we go. So what I have tools here, so what I can do is just draw these lines. So what we have, we've got that's the top resistance and the bottom support. You can see that pretty clear. So basically that's what it is. And what tends to happen for reaccumulation is we have an uptrend and then a continuation. Right, so this is reaccumulation. Pretty obvious, simplistic. What takes place in here could be many schematics, many combinations. And what we have, what looks like what we have here is a real typical one. Real nice triangle and a breakout. Come back down to the bottom, which is normal. Now we're in this phase, which is a shakeout phase. So we're going to go up and down. It's possible for it to come down a bit and then break up. This is a shakeout phase. This is where I suppose the whales will try to loosen up people's equity, and then it goes up. So we're at the last stages. So what we've done is we've broken that top, and we're here just trying to shake people out. People who don't understand this structure will maybe let go of their holdings to go along, but definitely this is an area where you hold and just be patient. If you're doing leveraging, then you got to pick your time because it's a range. You can pretty much lose a lot of money, and so your leverage, you've got to be very careful. So what I've done, I haven't leveraged most of my stuff. What I did is I just borrow money. So with Binance, you can borrow money, and so I just bought the dips, and so when it goes up, obviously I'll pay some fees and interest, but long term, if you go up 10 grand or 20 grand, whatever the case may be, I just pay back what I borrowed, and the risk is low. So that's my strategy. But this schematic you need to understand. So that was our uptrend. This can be a distribution, so we can have the opposite if you read it wrongly. But the fact that we're here gives us a good indication. But how do we justify this assumption that it is a continuation and not a pullback down and then a distribution? Let's have a look at the chart, the indicators. So the indicators got to give us a bit of a help. So let's chuck on 2 indicators, or I'll just get my template. Let's see if this template does the job. I picked the wrong template, but that's all right. I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Oh, bugger. Let's pick another. Just pick the indicator itself. The Phoenix. This indicator is out there. I just don't know what it's called. It's a Phoenix plus something else, and let's get rid of all these moving averages. It just makes a chart. So the template just did that, and my Phoenix didn't come back on the chart. Come on. Click it. Come on. There we go. Now it's done too. Oh, all right. So what we're going to do is, this is the daily. I want to look at, say, 2 days. 2 days will give us a better indication of what's going on. I'm just zooming in on the 2-day chart, and we can, let me change candlesticks. I think I better save this. All right. So what we have is another range, obviously. So what we had this descending wedge, and a nice move to the upside, and it's pretty much hit the target. So this was a target, and we found resistance, and so we ranged again. So what we're having here is, like I said, a range on this top where this is a support. What it seems to be is that is the resistance. Now, if we break that, so let's count the impulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say there might be a little bit of dip, potentially like that, or it can continue on. Really, it could be the 1, 2, 3 move. So it's very difficult to say what it is. All I can see is that the indicator is above 50%, and it is turning down a bit on the 2-day. That's not to say anything negative. It just means the pressure's a bit off, and it's likely to go sideways a bit while this momentum is to the downside for the 2 days. But you can see from anything above 50% is upward momentum. So what we can have is something like this eventually. At the moment, it's not the case because the green's coming down. But what we can have is this scenario here where this momentum comes down to the bottom, and we might have one more little dip like this before we go to the upside. So we might have one more little dip before we go to the upside. And that fulfills my alien count, A, B, C, D, E. So if we go to the smaller time frame, we might be able to get some reason from that. Okay, so what do we have? It's a bit different, isn't it? Looking up close. So that's more like a, so we have a few levels there. So that's broken up that level. Now we can see it's trying to hold this level here. Hold on. I can do a good job of it. That's likely to be support. So this is the last section for the alts before potentially moving up. And if we do A, B, C, okay, we can't use that there, but we can see levels. So we are on the top level. We just need to be patient. So the alts, this tells me that the alts are ready to get, almost ready to go. Looking on the bigger picture type of thing on that structure. So go back to the 2 days. That structure pretty much tells me that we're going to go up. If we look on the weekly and look at the weekly chart, you can see pretty much that range is complete. We have a nice response, a bit of accumulation before to the upside. If we look on the Phoenix on the weekly, it's on the up 50%. It's very unlikely to come down. If anything, we're having upward momentum. So off season's coming on the weekly. All right, so that's one indicator that's telling us we're not right there, but it's building up. Now let's look at the total market cap. Actually, Bitcoin dominance. That will probably give us another clue. That is another chart. Let's see. Okay. Those who are familiar with my charts, on this one especially, I've got the blue line. The blue line is the weekly 20 moving average, or 21 weekly moving average. And you can see the RSI. It's come down to the 50%, and what it's looking like, it's on the 50% level on the, what is it, the daily. So it might dip below it, but what it's showing me is finding support. So, and it's finding support on this fib level. And so Bitcoin dominance and the alts are going sideways. Pretty much it on the daily. It's found support. So neither, and you can pretty much tell that the alts aren't really moving and Bitcoin's not really moving. And therefore, it makes sense that the market is just waiting for another move. Undecided. And I think it's because of the dips in Bitcoin where there was liquidity searching, and you can see on Binance, you've seen some nasty wicks, and that's unsettled a few charts with that big few dips. So what we have though is potentially, I'm looking at this right now, and Bitcoin dominance is on the way down. It is on the daily below 50%. So I don't see it going up anytime quick, not on the daily, not anytime soon. Candlesticks aren't telling us much, just sideways. Now, is this a reversal or is this a continuation? It's very hard to tell because it's right on on the line. There's nothing on the daily that's telling us either direction. So I suppose that market is undecided on when it comes to the dominant Bitcoin versus the others. What I would bet, I'll bet you that Ethereum Dominance is going up. Okay, so let's have a look at that next. But right now, looking at that on the daily, there is nothing to conclude besides it being on the daily on the bearish side for Bitcoin dominance. It can easily turn back up, and it only takes one big strong candlestick, and that's either a dump or a breakout for Bitcoin, and nothing yet. So this formation, as you can see, I had that trend line. It played resistance, and that's a macro trend line, and it's expected to be resistance all the way from the top. And this structure has the 21 weekly moving average playing resistance right now. Historically, when we break above it, it's dominant. Now we're breaking below it, which is confusing. So again, Bitcoin dominance doesn't give us much. And if you've seen historically this 21 weekly moving average, at times where we broke above it, it was bullish for dominance. And here we found that it was acting as support. Here, it acted as, once it went below it, it acted as resistance. So right now, we don't have either. We've broken above it, and now we're broken underneath it. And my guess is that if we break above it, it's going to continue to go to this area. So if we break above it, I think it's Bitcoin's time. If we break below it, this level, then we might do a triple bottom before having another bounce. So that's triple bottom, and maybe further down like that. But that's yet to be decided. At the moment, I can't give you every direction. It's nasty. So I'm not going to be able to give you any thoughts on that. It's just neutral. If that makes sense. So moving along. So we've done Bitcoin dominance. Now let's look at total market cap. What's the market doing in the total picture? Let's see one chart. Here we go. So this is definitely the total market cap, which looks similar to Bitcoin. And you can see just from this indicator, this is the daily, weekly chart, that it's upward momentum, big time. There is actually a bit of a bearish divergence on the weekly, but that's yet to be played out. But I can see it rolling over. Let's look at 5 days. Let's see if 5 days gives us a different perspective. 5 days, it looks bullish. It's turning back up. So it's actually looking like it's going to go back up 5 days. Let's look at the 2 day. 2 day, it did have a drop, and now it's trying to. This looks bullish on the 2 day. This does look bullish. If this goes above, so this is the total market cap. If this goes above, this green RSI goes above it, I think it might just play a bit of a resistance at the moment. So what we have, here's the all-time high, roughly, ignoring those wicks. You can see that. Now we can see it's acting as support. So let's zoom in a bit and have it, whoops. So this is the total market cap, guys, on the 2 day. And you can see how we hit the 1.272 extension, which is, this chart is pretty clean, pretty neat. It's pretty, there is no ambiguity. So what we have is, we had a first touch, pull back, massive wick, and then second touch, another pull back, and then a nice strong response in the past 2 days. So now we're going to see, well, I think we're going to just see another sideways wick. Really depends on if this closes above this level here. So that's a 0.618 based on how I've done my Fib extensions. So I did from there, swing high, swing low to swing high to swing low, and we're getting this extension. So I'm looking at here as a major selling point for Bitcoin and the alts. So that is one. So that is an indicator on when to sell. And that might align with Bitcoin hitting a certain level. And I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, but this will potentially help you out finding the top. So looking at the market caps, if you look at these ones here, you can see the total market caps have something to play along with Bitcoin, and they will be in the top for some reason. So if you understand this, where the tops for these are, then, and similar to here, if this is the range, which is either, depending on how you do it, I have the 414, 1.414 to the 1.618, and that you get confluence, and I've got, with this fib extension, I've got the 1. So each fib level we need to look at on its own and look at what Bitcoin's doing at that time. And when you understand that, you have a pretty good understanding on finding the top or finding a big drop opportunities. So that's going to happen. So just like here, just like Bitcoin, there are 30-40% pullbacks. We're going to have them up here as well. So it's just going to be really great if you can do that, master it, and come and join me on my channel. And on Bitcoin reporting, I'll be reporting these. These will be signals, and $10 a month wouldn't be much for you. And I think it will be, what you'll do is you gain a lot. Yeah, $10 a month, finding out signals. I think it's the maths works itself out. But I'll be using this chart along with a few other signals to know when Bitcoin hits a major milestone and where to sell. So I got right in the past, and I hopefully I'll get right in the future, but this time I'll be sharing it. All right, so right now, at the moment, the daily is telling us that. Let's look on the 2 daily. The daily is upward momentum, so it really looks good on that perspective. So if we'll just get rid of that, and what I can do, right here we've got the green RSI going above. So I'll just pick up my pens. So the green RSI here is actually going towards the top. So market cap is actually on its way up, and I think it will stay on this top quadrant and then move up. And this is where I think Bitcoin's going to make its move. It's not far. If it goes that long, if it bounces that much, probably not. But I just think that's Bitcoin's resistance and Ethereum's resistance. And when it breaks it, the 2 big market cap owners, up it goes. And then we'll look at this level and then so on. So on the daily, there is upward momentum. Everything's above 50%. All the indicators, and in this blue, average indicators likely to go up, like something like this. Where as it's coming down, you can see how it moves up, and you still got this trend. So what we had is consolidation, a big move, a bit of a consolidation, or consolidation, a continuation pattern or pause, and back to the uptrend. And you can use this, and I'm using this with the white one, and I'm using that to gauge all these major levels. Yep, and it's possible that we reach the 1.618 golden ratio, which is somewhere between $3.5 to $4 trillion on the market. Maybe this is the major one, the 1.272. I think we'll have a major pullback once we hit that. Bitcoin, I think, will sell off big, and obviously the alts will follow suit. So definitely use this chart, guys. Now, it will be smart to use this and a few other charts to combine with it. So now I'm going to go on to the next chart. I'm just going to close this. Give me a sec. I'll save it and I'll close it because I don't want to keep opening up in the wrong domain. And I'll just leave. All right, now let's go to one of my favorite charts. This is the one that you need to look at as well, guys. It's the Tether Dominance. And it's coming up slow for some reason. There you go. You can see I use Tether Dominance a lot. And lately, on this is a 4-hour chart. Let me just maximize this. Now, if you can align, there we go. Beautiful. So, when Tether Dominance, so let me get my pen out. So I had these lines, and I thought, yeah, maybe that will come into effect, all like that. And so far it was like this. When that happened, this is basically talking about Tether Dominance, meaning Tether on the market. Tether on the market's dropping. So when Tether on the market drops, what does that mean? They're buying. So when Tether Dominance drops on the market, it means it's being used for something else. And obviously it's going to be altcoins. So Tether Dominance, downtrend, bull market. What do we have here? We found a bounce, basically a resistance for Bitcoin, and then up it goes. Then we found support for Bitcoin and the alts, and the buying pressure comes in. Now, this strategy tells you when is the alt season's coming. To me, the alt season starts here. When we break this, I think that's when the alt season starts. So this is this level, this blue level, and I'm going to show you why. If we break this blue level, then alt season starts. This area is going to be the line that I'm going to be watching, and I'll explain it soon. So here's your treat. So let me go to the daily. Shrink a bit. So this is my second signal to break. This was the Bitcoin dominance area. Oh, it's on Bitcoin all-time high. Actually, I'll do this instead. This was Bitcoin's all-time high. And you can see there was a triangle. And when we broke that, what happened to Bitcoin? All the money went into USDT. And this is representation of USDT. It's being sold off, and its dominance going up. And when we have USDT making a reversal pattern, that's when we found the bottom of Bitcoin, and USDT dominance is dropping. So it comes to show you that here we had a lot of confluence of support or resistance for USDT. So it kept on bouncing in and out of this area. Kept on finding resistance. So I put this blue line, and now you can see it's acting as support. So that's a double bottom, potentially. And therefore, we've got to keep an eye on this. If this goes back up, that means Bitcoin's going to be dumping, and the alts will dump. But if this breaks this level and continues down, that means bull season, doesn't it? The logic's there. So that if you can understand using this along with the Bitcoin, the total market cap, you have a strategy. You have an understanding on where to find tops and resistance and support. So this scenario gave a good idea as to where we can find support and resistance for Bitcoin, and therefore the alts, or the big moves. So let me clear that, and now what I'll do is I'll show you a bit more on this chart. So I've done my my levels. This is all over the many years that's taken place. I don't know why it doesn't move. Come on. Now I do. There's a drawing. So if you can look at this chart, you can see that this was 2017 top, 2019 top, February top, and all-time high top for Bitcoin. you can see pretty much a bit of a line, can't you? So every time we come down here, we find tops. Here was a very complicated one. Nevertheless, it's still a top. So I'm thinking along this line, we can either break it and redefine new levels, or we can go that way. But this is going to be an interesting spot, this level. So if we break through, it does seem like nearby we're going to have a bit of a reversal and then potentially further down. So we'll need to keep an eye on this. This is a very important chart as far as I'm concerned, to understand where the previous tops are. You can see here, where is it though, 2017, 18. We don't have much history, and it was very sharp. So this is on a daily. So this was 2017 top. It did not give you much warning. This one came to give us a bit of warning. It's got a formation of a reversal. 2020, there was no really giving formation. Definitely there was a clue. You know, we had plenty of notice there. Here we're not quite there yet. We don't know what's really going on, but we understand the levels. So you can use this to your advantage if you know how to look at the charts. And if we look at the indicators for this, let's see what we have. So my thinking, and you can see what I've done there, I said along the lines of, so we've got support that's going up. The moment this breaks this line, if this breaks this line, to me, it's a bull run. So this could continue up. That just means that eventually it might come down to this level here, that resistance on the RSI, on the daily, where we break down. And that's the start of the bull run. Either it's going to somewhere along this line, just keep an eye on it. And the moment we break that line, in my opinion, see how we got support here? The moment we break that line, we had the bull run and found the next top for Bitcoin and alts. Similarly, if we don't know where it's going to break this line on the RSI, on the daily, but the moment we do, that is another signal for me to go long with the alts or Bitcoin. Hopefully that makes sense. Bit of a lesson here, but they're the indicators I want to cover. At the moment, we don't see anything that's giving us clarity. So if we look at this chart up close, this is the RSI. You can see it's been consistent, finding support, and that's why our market hasn't kicked off yet. We want to see it break this level on the daily, and the moment we break it, it's going to drop. So on the daily, we don't have any clues except watching this. So this could be the one that breaks. I've got this green that doesn't really help on this. It's just a moving average for this RSI, and maybe on the weekly, let's see what it does on the weekly. On the weekly, it's pretty much going down. So you can see here, when we break this level here on the average, nice right there, and let's just put that there. We've got a rejection there. I want to see how that reflects. So this moving average actually helps on the weekly a fair bit, and so I think it's got more to go. And you can see those points of, they're pivot points and points of jumping in. So when, in this case, when that looks like Bitcoin got a reversal, so this is a USDT chart, it got a big bearish candle, that was a signal to jump in. And the RSI, pretty much, when we broke below this moving average, and then we went down, look at this, it got a rejection at the 50% level on the weekly. Perfect, meaning it's still bullish. So along with other indicators, this indicator on the weekly is great for macro swing trading. So I think I've done a good job on that, and now let's move on. And I'll save that. If any questions, let me know. So move on. What I've done is given you some tools to find the top. What I want to do is cover Ethereum. I'll cover Ethereum. Yep, Ethereum first. And then we'll cover Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. I've converted a fair bit of I bought more Ethereum than Bitcoin, put it that way. And that's not looking good. That's the hourly, so okay. That makes sense. So we've got a new all-time high, didn't we? Which I missed out. Let me look what that says. That's about 4,450. Bugger. And where is it now? Not much. $150 drop. All right. So let's look at Ethereum from that perspective. Just give me a sec, guys. My son's calling me. Yes? Yes? Yeah. No, she's going to buy Guzman, so, or no, left margin, so it's all right. Yeah, talk to her. Okay. No, I'm small. Sorry, guys. My son just came into my room, opened my door. Well, just let me close this door. Hold on for a sec. Okay. If you can tolerate my interruptions, that'll be good. Thanks for that. We'll try and get my orientation. So what are we on? So let's get the 4-hour chart. A bit of a bigger time frame. Come on, respond, buggy. Oh, let's do a bigger time frame on Ethereum, so we can see what's going on. So you can see my perspective. So what we have, realistically, looking at the big picture, obviously we had a nice. Now again, remember I said about understanding the fundamentals. I've got the moving averages, and this moving average, basically, what is it? The 50 and the 20. Yeah. The moment it crossed over here, that was the bull run for Ethereum. Obviously, it started over here, way down here, but this was the next level, and you can see how it really worked all the way up. And then this stage, so we have this uptrend, we have this massive, what do you call it, consolidation. And what I've done is the cup and handle, pretty much, to me, what it looks like, roughly. So we've done this nice cup shape, and now we're looking at the handle, and I've got this channel. The channel's references there, some key points all along this channel. And I'll dare say that in the future, when we break that channel, it's bear market time. So just keep an eye on that one, that if we lose that level, it's significant. So if I was to get rid of that for a sec, and I'll get rid of the volume. You can see the volume when the market started continued. We are very low on volume, which means that volatility has dropped and a big move's coming. So let's get rid of the volume, and we can see where this channel started, right at the bottom. So it's relevant. So in the future, I'll be using that as another means of understanding where we might have to get out or buy in. Right now, what we have, you can see my Fibonacci set out, and based on just simplistic Elliott wave method, you put your 0 on the bottom, you put your 1 at the top, and then you do the extensions. Very simple. And key levels. And people who are new to it understand that key levels for any of these is 1, 1.272, 1.414, and then the golden ratio 1.618. So right now, the structure of this has this line up to the 1.272 for this one here. That height, I believe, matches that height there. The second one is this height matches this target here. Perfect. Which is the golden ratio. So it is a range between whatever range it is, 6,500 to 6,800, and that's close enough. That's the ultimate target based on this structure. And then we look at the next phase, which is the golden ratio just by Fibonacci itself. But I won't go into it. That's my big picture outlook. Right now, what we have is this handle, and it's a beautiful handle. It's a continuation parallel channel that made a beautiful handle. And now we have the up break. And this was a key level here, and we broke it. And you can see in some ways you can say, looking at the bigger picture, that's a bonding wedge. Okay, and it's almost broken it. So that's the all-time high there, and we have a green candle above it. So let's have a closer look at that. So it's pretty clear that we are very bullish on Ethereum, and I can't remember if I bought it there or not, but that would have been a beautiful spot to buy. And if you know some strategy, that was the resistance, that was the support, and we just done it by layer. Resistance, now acting as support. Here, resistance, and now we'll be acting as support. So if this was to come here, definitely buy, but I think it's too late. And you can see this white line, it's acting. This moving average is ever so close. I think it's the, let me see what that one is. Is that the daily? 21 week, 21. Oh, okay. Got to change that. It's not responding. Okay. It's not responding. Can't tell if it's weekly or daily. It's a daily, sorry. So that's a 21 daily. The 21 daily is doing a good job. I'll just clear all that. Come on, clear. Far out. Struggling with these indicators. Just want to clear the chart. You want clear. Okay. So I can't get rid of that. All right. What I'll do is just get rid of it. That's better. Sorry guys, just bear with me. I'm trying to get rid of the writing. All right. So to me, Bitcoin, Ethereum is doing very well. It's found that top wick is acting as support now. Actually, let's have a closer look on the 4 hour. Yeah, I would say definitely that is a support level here. So he hit my first target. For some reason, I had that first target. Don't know why, but that was my first target there. Can't remember how I worked that out. Come on. All right, what I'm going to do is just close that. My mouse is not responding. Far out. Bear with me, guys. I don't know what's going on. Chrome is just frozen on me. Really, really sucks. Give me a sec. What's it doing? Oof. My browser's just stuck. Because I said I need to build a new PC. Right, leave. There we go. For some reason that was hanging my PC. What I want to do is close a few browsers. Alright, so let's go back to Ethereum. Really annoys me. Alright. So there is definitely a bearish divergence on the, what is it? That's a 1 hour, not interested in the 1 hour. Yeah, there are definitely bearish divergences in there. So we're not going to move any quickly, but that was a target for some. Oh, that was the all-time high. That's why that's the target. So what I have here is, it seems like that's a flat top, bit of a bearish divergence there, and then we came down. I think you'll find support there, and then go back up. So this level where it's currently makes sense to me. That's 4 hour wise. Let's see what we have on the 4 hour. Price increase, bearish divergence. So Ethereum is not going to go anywhere quick right now. So I would dare say that this is a broadening wedge, and it might come halfway before it goes up. Well, actually, this level makes sense here. So what was it, 4,200 something? Broadening wedge, that could be potentially a nice move. So if we got, although that you can have that as well, broadening wedge. So if that's our A, B, that could be our B there, C, D, E, and then up. So that could be pretty much in the works. Let's clean that up. Could also be an ascending wedge, can't it? That's why I don't think this could go up that high, much higher either. The formation is going to be hard to work out, but that is a bearish structure, so I don't think it could go up unless it breaks above it. Yeah, this is I don't think it's going to go up any times too much soon, because the RSI on the 4 hour. But if we look on the 12 hour, there is no problem. So short term bearishness. Let me just hide these. Definitely, we've got price stats going up, and the MACD, the RSI is not going up that much. So this could still go up. Let's look at the MACD, see what it says. So the MACD is going sideways, which is not good. But we've seen that in the past as well with Ethereum. Not so much there. Here we've seen, if we lift this up, even though the price is going, like there is a bearish divergence here, it's choppy, but it's still flat, it still goes up. And so here, flat and still goes up. So looking at on the 12 hourly, what I remember one guy saying in the past, bearish divergence in a bull run or an uptrend is nullified. You can't trust them. And similarly, on a downtrend, bullish divergences aren't reliable either. So no matter how much bullish or bearish divergence you see in an uptrend, it makes it difficult because the indicator will just continue to show bearish divergence until it acts. And therefore, the indicators aren't really reliable for a signal for the trade. It just gives you an indication, but it doesn't give you the answer. And what comes from the answer is key levels with formation and a bearish divergence. If you can find a key level and a formation that looks like a reversal, say a ascending wedge, and you get bearish divergence and a few other things, then you know that's a top or a pullback area. So right now, this looks like an ascending wedge, but it could be ascending channel. You know what I mean? On the small time frame. So you can't rely on this at all. What you can rely on is, and in this case, if I was to do anything and just look from this perspective, this could be an ascending channel, really. And then when it breaks this, it goes to the next level. So the next level will be pretty much something like next channel, and so on. And these reflect Fibonacci on an angle. So once it breaks this, then we've got the next region to go contend with. You know what I mean? So these channels could be also, you can look at it as a wedge, but it's incorrect. You need to see the indicators telling it's a wedge, and at the moment there's no such thing. It's not telling me it's a wedge, an ascending wedge, or anything else. It just doesn't tell us anything. So all I can know is that looks like a support level right there, and so we're going up with the Ethereum. It's just these indicators don't tell us a good picture. However, having said that, let's just look at one more indicator, which is much more reliable, in my opinion, and which is Phoenix. So I'll just say that. And realistically, this looks like a triangle, really. A flat top, and it's just broken the triangle. And a flat top triangle and upward low highs. Realistically, if we were to use this as a means of gauging the target, just came to me now, I would use this high as the next target. Short term, 4,800. And I'll bet you if I was to apply Fibonacci, that will make sense to it. So, yep, I think this will continue up to that level. That looks like a nice continuation pattern, just looking at it. Look at this. Just came to me right now. So, you get this formation, bit of a triangle. Price bounces, finds resistance, bounces, finds the next resistance, bounces, finds support, and so on. Now, looking at that, I've got to apply. I really do have to apply. I've got to get rid of that. I've got to apply my 10 and 20 moving average. And I'll need to find the daily. I think that's what's working right. Beautiful. So the daily 10 and 20 moving average is, I would use that, guys. Every time there's a pullback, either the 10 or the 20 moving average is acting well. So here we go. That's a 10 moving average. It's acting as support. Then obviously here's a major resistance. Cradle, that was a strong move. and on the 20 moving average. Beautiful. So this could just keep following, and if you look in the past, there are areas where the 10 and 20 weekly moving average played its role, and then obviously hit a key resistance, and you can see that channel coming into play as support, the middle part of this channel. There's a whole bunch of things that you need to take into effect when you're trading. So Ethereum is the way to go. And how do I justify Ethereum is the way to go? Let's look at Ethereum Dominance. It's not Ethereum Dominance, sorry. Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. And this is the one I wanted to really talk about yesterday. It kept failing me to upload. Here we go. Okay, look at AMD after this. All right, we can do that. So here we have, and I'll start from the beginning, guys, so give you an understanding on what's going on. I ran a few times. This is my weekly Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay, so here we have, and I'm using Polynex because it's got the history. It's got the longest history, and that was an upwards channel. and what this represents, and if I just change the colors here, because I know it doesn't transfer. Once we break that line, see how we had support all along the way here. Once we broke that, we had a changing trend, downtrend. Yeah. So now I'm talking about trends: uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. This is the weekly. Looking at the trends, we have tools called Pitchforks. So here, that was one uptrend in the channel, and then if I apply the second pitch channel, that was the second channel. And where is the pitchfork on that one? No, that's not pitchfork. It didn't save, it crashed, bugger. Okay, that didn't save, my pitchfork didn't save here. However, the third one did, that one there. So whenever we have something like this, where you break the channel, it's a changing trend with the pitchfork. I just haven't got it here. I'm not going to do it now, it's too late. But basically, we are in a new trend, and this trend was signified similar to this one here. That was the region. Once we break that, it was a changing trend with the pitchfork. I just haven't got it here. Very similar to this red. Well, let's see if I can find it. If it's still there. No, it's not. Why would it go disappearing? Unbelievable. That's really annoying. All right, so what we have, just continue on. See how this beautiful channel, you can see how that worked out. And then once we broke that, key fib level, yeah? Once we broke that, we went to the next channel. And this is a range. Once we break this range, what do you think is going to happen? We are likely to continue on to the next channel, which is something around here, and continue on. There is a possibility that we come back down. There is, and then we'll look for support on this channel. So when does the trend change? If we lose this, if we come to this red area, this is called overextension, overextended in the channel, but it gives you an indication that we are likely to change trend, which means that we're likely to go that direction when it's in the red. Once it breaks this red region, it means changing trend. So at the moment, we're nowhere near. So up here, if we were to come down to this red zone, it means we are likely either to go back in or change trend. And if we lose that, that means time to go back to Bitcoin and not Ethereum. Anyway, that's Pitchfork. You can look up Pitchfork on YouTube. There's a few sessions out there. But basically, that's what Pitchforks do, is to assist us in managing trends on the big picture. So this is the weekly. What do I envision? I envision that this is a continuation pattern. So we had this move and then continue on. We can apply the Fibonacci. I think I've done it. The next level is this 0.382. So even though we break up, we're going to find resistance here. That is confluent with this level. So Ethereum, even though it's going there, it's not going to really do much, but I think it's going to hit that level first and potentially go along this trend. And if I apply that, where is it? The 10-20 moving average, maybe the 50, 1350, that one there. It's likely to be this 150 moving average on the weekly to be our support and continue on. Makes sense? I have a gut feeling once we break this level, this 0.382, which is a significant level. So if we break this level, we're going parabolic with Ethereum. Ethereum is going to just go crazy. And that's probably likely to go towards the 8,000 range. My thinking is if it hits this level here, it will just go sideways for a while, and then the 0.618 and we're down. I think that's the target for Ethereum against Bitcoin, and I think it will be a big move down, and then we'll look at what takes place next, basically based on what Bitcoin's doing and so on. But that's where I have Ethereum going to, this 0.618. There is a slight possibility that once we pull back, that we'll go parabolic like in 2017. And somewhere in here is a blow off top and we're down. So this red region, it's possible that this red region equates to this Fibonacci there. There is a possibility, but definitely this is going to be a major resistance on the 0.618. And then we're going to go down to what level we're going down. It's either that one or that level there, confluent with the channels. And then we'll take it from there. But this is my approach to Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Hopefully that makes sense. And let's clear that up. So if I was to clear that up, let's see where I am. And what do we have? You can see, we didn't talk about that. There you go. Here's another perspective. We can do this. Just get rid of a few things. Oops. Just don't need Pitchfork. And we'll leave the moving averages. So what I also explored is see how we got this. This level is really a triangle. And this wedge represents that triangle perfectly. So on the weekly, let's look at closely. Look at this. It's working out perfect. It's down here, isn't it? So this wedge, so I've got the weekly moving average is really good. And you can see this moving average, when we below it, we stay below. And when we're above it, we stay above it significantly, depending on where we go into it. Right now, it's broken above it. That's a weekly, so it's not going to know until the week's closed that if it closes that way. What we have is the moving average and the weekly coming into it. If we break above it, in my mind, we flip. So on the weekly perspective, that will be another signal. Does that make sense? you look at from there, if we break not only this line that's acting as resistance, if we break this moving average, it helps. Now, to show you, when we break this moving average to the downside, you can see how we have downward momentum. When we break it above, we'll break above it, the moving average, you can see what happens, upward momentum. So if we break this, we're going to likely have upward momentum, especially this middle section where it's 50% or roughly about it. We found support. So it's perfect. With RSI, it's telling us that we are holding the uptrend and we found that support, and this breaking this formation is great. Here I have the Maya multiple, which is also the 200 moving average, almost breaking this red moving average as well. And that's also telling me it's going up. The Phoenix is also telling me it's gone above 50%, and the red and the blue might turn around as well. So it's looking very good for Ethereum against Bitcoin with the indicators as well. I just wanted to point that out as well. All right, so pretty much done. All right, now let's look at other charts. Yeah, so there's not much action there. All right, let's look at what the guys said. AMD. What's AMD? What's this one? Okay. That's Ethereum pairing. AMD. Okay. Can you please look at it? Can you please repeat the targets for Ethereum, please? All right, we'll get back to it. AMD, was it USDT? Okay, advanced micro devices. Well, so that is a weekly. The good thing about listening to people, I actually get some ideas off you guys on what to invest as well. So this is not that old, is it? Since May. Let's just add a few indicators to it. Actually, should have a template that does that. So that's the 2-day. Let's look at the 12-hour. So this is telling me it doesn't have much liquidity, because the fact that it's very much gap, yeah, it doesn't have much liquidity, and therefore it's pretty risky, in my opinion, for liquidity. However, looking at that, you can see the 12-hourly chart shows you that in the past, the uptrend was there. So this 10-20 moving average on the 12-hour uptrend is what you should use for entry, and that one looks like it got in and a bit of a rejection and a bearish divergence as well. So that's not good. It's not good entry. It's just showing me that there's some bearish divergence in play, and on the 12-hour, 4-hour, yeah, it's very hard chart to read. Can't really, if that's the one, I can't help. It's there's not much liquidity unless there's AMD somewhere else. FTX. That's better. So this is a better chart. It's a better chart. And okay. You can see pretty much that was a nice opportunity to get in, really, right there. That was beautiful there. That was a nice formation. So I think this will pull. So what's happened with this one? That's our level there. It needs to hold this level. I don't think it'll go up higher. Let's have a look at. Let's just do some basic Fibonacci. What the hell happened there? Didn't quite hit there. Is there anything else? No, that's it there. So if I just go a bit lower, get rid of the moving averages, structural wise, I think this will come down based on, oh yeah, there's a lot of bearish divergence there, so it's playing it out now. Yeah, the MACD is showing bearish divergence. It's broken down, so there's downward momentum. However, that is just for the short term, 4 hour. I would use that line as well. So right now, I think this will go sideways. Yeah, so that was so that's definitely our top, and that will be our bottom. I think we'll be in here for a while, the shakeout period, because that's above what we expected, and it's likely to retest this level and then go back up and so on. So this will be a sideways area for some time. I don't see it going up anytime soon, and that's pretty much it. The other method, if I was to use to find the top, apply the defaults. Where is the default? Reverse. So you can see with this, it could come down to this level here, this fib level. My first target will be here, really. That will be the major target, which is about 135. That will be my major target. So after it does all its thing, so in between, you're going to see that. You're going to see this now. I bet you it has confluence with. Oh, okay, shouldn't have done that. I can see where the resistance now. Watch this. See that? The 1.272, perfect. There you go. Hit the 1.272, found resistance straight away. So that was a profit taking area, 1.272, and then you see the other method where it finds support and resistance, and it potentially be that's the last, that zone there could be another area. So even if it breaks up, it could find. So ultimately, this zone is the target. Yeah, that's where the ultimate target is. So if you've got a good entry here, great. There's not much more to be gained when it goes up to there. So if, in that case, that's pretty much it. AMD. All right, now can you please check out BIT? And so I'll do the Ethereum targets. I think I did Ethereum before, and then I'll check out BIT. Or I'll do BIT first. So let me just save that. I'd like to see how it turns out down the track. I'll save it and see and reflect later on how my targeting, how my forecast was, and then learn from the mistakes. All right. So next chart is BIT. Okay. BIT. I thought there'll be more on that. No. USD. So there's not many charts. Polynex, FTX. Which one should I? Polynex has a good chart. No, doesn't. Maybe FTX might have a better chart. Yeah, FTX has a better chart. Oh, that was a good chart. So it's hit the target. That's it. I will find. Problem is, it doesn't have much history, right? So it's hit the target of the golden ratio. If it was to go higher, I would. So we have to go. Here we go. There's that wick. What a nasty wick. They hit that fib level. That gives me a clue that that's going to be a major resistance there. So if this was to break this level, that will be the next target. And then at the moment, that's a 4-hour chart. Because this is early, it would likely to come down to this 1 level. And let's see what the indicators show. All right. I doubt that there's much indicators can tell us. We'll have a look. Yeah, this looks bullish to me. I think it will make more highs on 4 hours. So if I do 12 hours, it's not going to be nothing. There's nothing there. Yeah. So realistically, I can only use that unless we have another chart somewhere else. Actually, you know what? I'll bet you. Give me a sec. Let's see. Prior to hitting the major targets, major exchanges, we might have had a history somewhere else. So what we want to do is look at that. BIT. BIT, bit. Oh, here we go. There's one here. See if there's a big history on that. No, it's very slow. No, nothing's giving me. And what's the other one? I'll use coin. Okay, man. Let's see what its history shows us. Which one is it? BitDAO. Maybe that's the one. So if that's, yeah, that looks like it there. It's got the same price range, $2.68. So if we look at the yearly, from $1.50. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So FTX has captured it right. I just think it's either going to go up there or more likely to pull back. That's a 4 bearish candle at the moment. If we get another candle or two, that will mean that it's going to come back down to 1. But hopefully that explains it. It is new, and what happens when a new coin comes in? What happens is it goes parabolic. It goes parabolic, really crazy. That's why you got to get it here, unfortunately. So that's $1.50 now. It's at $7. Was it? It's $2. All right. This is. Don't get me wrong. This could go really, really, really good. The problem with these ones is it's a guess job, right? What I'm seeing is it's bullish at the moment. Give me a sec. Where is that? So to me, this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 could be way up there. Yeah. So this has a good potential to go. So thanks for that. I'll be keeping an eye on this. It's one of those ones that if I see a move to the upside, it's worth it. Definitely worth looking at this. You know, I just deleted that. No, I do definitely agree. Let me look on the smaller time frame, 1 hour. Okay, so that's looking bearish. It's so on the 1 hour, it was a nice trend. And what I'll do, give me a sec, but I think this one's worth keeping an eye on, definitely worth keeping an eye on. So right now, the 1 hour trend is looking good. I will look at, and if it breaks this level, then I'll look at the 2-hour chart. So the 2-hour could be probably, give me a sec. I don't think, yeah, that 1.618 could be the top. However, because it's early, I do see a bit of a sell-off. But the thing is, if it's early and this has got this could do, I don't know what the project's about. That's the thing. But definitely, if this breaks this level to the upside, I will look at the 2.618 here as the next level, and then the 3.618. I'll just keep going to the golden ratios, and my gut feeling is it'll come down to here and then up. That's my gut feeling. All right, so that's a good chart actually. Good opportunity. Now I just want to see where a good entry is. So what I'll do is if this comes down to here, this does look like a good area there because of this resistance here before on the 2-hour. So that might come down here, has alliance with these fibs. I'll be interested. I'll be looking at it. All right. Any other? So and the Ethium targets. So I had on the big time scale, I have an Ethereum chart. I believe so, and I think I've done it in the past. Here we go. Ethereum forecast. And just don't know where that chart is. I did all the forecasts. Let's see if I've got the targets here. Definitely, but I lost my targets. Let me look at another chart. Give me a sec. Is this the one? I've got Ethereum channel. And this is it. There you go. Beautiful. This is the one. So if you want to get this channel, it's called Ethereum Log Curve Zone. What's it called? Is this the one? Then we have the golden ratio one. All right, let's have both. All right. So let's just look on the daily, essentially. Looking at this chart, I had 8,000 range as the top, with the potential of going to 12,000. But where is my targets? So here we go. I'll do it right here. Okay, based on some simple assumptions. I'll do is get rid of that because that's just making it messy. So that golden ratio, 1.618, is my target as a maximum at that point. Now, if I look at this, hit the 1 point, actually, let me just adjust this. Yes, wait. Yeah. I want to do this perfect, so let's just get the lines right. Okay, now I see why. So if I do that resistance there, so I'm looking at this here, this point here, and I'm also looking at this point. And now, if I was to adjust, because I'm looking at this as a resistance, I'm not interested in that, just this method here, I can see why that was such a strong resistance. Right there, perfect. See that? And What was that? Red, red, red. I'll make it white. Can't make these writings bigger. That's what shits me. Actually, I can't I? It's just going to be in settings here, maybe. No, that just increases the size, but doesn't increase this. Trading View's got a long way to go in giving us options about getting these lines bigger, or these texts bigger, because the sides you can do it, but you can't do that inside. But I have confidence with this one here. Look, perfect. So you're just doing measuring that resistance here as one. You have perfect alignment, and I can see why it's obviously double top. Moving along, the next level up is the major one there, which is 7,800, right? In between, what's going to take place? Well, we have this method. We get the bottom, and we get the top, and then we got these middle sections. And look at this. This is perfectly aligned. This is perfect. So my guess is that we're going to have a major pullback in here. It's either going to be this one or that one. We're going to have a real pullback. And that one there, 5,700 roughly. And the other one is 6,500. So these are the two major targets in my mind for a major 20, 30% pullback. So I'm going to do it because I don't want to come back again doing this. I don't know where I lost it, but this is perfect. And it's going to be one of these fib levels, definitely, because it's price discovery, and it's going to be the same. So that's what I got there. I have a feeling that it can go parabolic beyond this, and we don't know if that's going to be the case until it happens. But these are my ranges for the time being. Oh, the buy Bitcoin. Ah, shit, that's the buy Bitcoin. Mama, I was trying to buy it, and I left it. Bugger, bugger, bugger. Fuck, that's one I wanted. I forgot about it altogether. I wanted to buy the buy Bitcoin. Fuck, because that's a major exchange. That's going to go somewhere far. Definitely. That one go a long way with Bybit. I just forgot about it. Thanks for reminding me. That's going to go big. That's my opinion. After I finish this, I'm just going to look for the entry, definitely. My recommendation is just like FTX, Bybit's going to be another big major coin. And just like Binance and FTX and all the exchanges, they're going to use their coins for project launch pads. So, and they'll probably have their own decentralized exchange as well, and so on. So, they're AMD, is that what it's called? Okay. Or no, sorry, Bit. That's definitely going to be it. So that's my short-term range. Now, there is that possibility, right? And this is what I learned recently. I was so wrong, but not just me, a few other people. Keep this in your head, guys. This is going to be a doozy. I always thought that this was, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, somewhere around there. Actually, no, that's not right. That was 4 there, and 3 there. 1. I thought that was the case, right? You know how wrong we are? This is going to be 3. That's going to be 3. Somewhere that's going to be 4. I reckon it'll pull back there. And 5. I've got the chart somewhere else. Okay, I've done it. I've got to find it. I don't know what I've done with it. If you could be patient, just give me a sec. What's this? Index, all right. I really don't understand where that chart went. But I was working on this yesterday. Idiot. Ethereum. And could this be it? I need to clean up my charts. Could this be it? Yeah. Yes, there you go. That's my big picture. And guess what, guys? 600, 700. So this red zone is overextended selling, and there's no reason why when we hit. So I'm thinking anywhere along this line, top is going to be our top three, wave three. Bitcoin's the same, wave four. Wave four, we don't know, but wave four could be here, which is about $1,000. And what I'll do is I'll be at the time once we know the pullbacks. I'll give you an example. Just say that was the top, and then we had A and B, and then on the way down, I would use my fib extension to look for the 1.618. So, example, just so that's a pullback, and it pulls back down to there, and then bounces up. I'll be using this 1.618 level, and maybe that was it. Yes, that could be right there as a support. I'll give an example here. Here's a good one. Do that. Swing high, swing low. Come on. Swing high to swing low. And let's see what it did. It did the 1.618, slightly above. So I want to see that happen here. And then we'll work out the bottom. But I do see wave 3 is there. Wave 4 could be anywhere here. And then wave 5 will be the big one, big market. So this will take a few years actually, the wave 3 to 4. So we want to get this right and then short it. Short it all the way here, man. Once you get that top, if you short it, you're going to make a fortune. Look at that. Short the bastard. And I wish I knew this a few years ago. A few years ago, if I knew all this stuff, been retired by now. But anyway, that's definitely a chart that I'm interested in, Ethereum. Just get a few charts right and you'll be right. But for the short term, that is my perception. Okay? Yes, brother. You want to ask a question? Hi, bro. I can't see quite what the name is. It was up on my top screen. Anyway, if there's any other, so let's look at quick other charts. So yesterday I was looking at these charts with my group, and it's a free channel. You can join anytime you want. Basic did break out, but then pulled back in. They all got very similar structure, haven't they? And let's see what it did there. And you can see hit the 0.5 and that down. Let's see next one. What's basic doing? I want to know what it's doing. So it's got much more to go. Didn't hit any of the targets really, it just fell short. And actually just fix that up a bit. Okay, and okay, so I did hit the 618. Okay. I did have my lines really, if I line them up, I would have been perfect. So if I do that yellow, you'll see that this is what you got to do. You've got to be very careful with your lines and accurate, and then you can get your targets. So basic hit that target. That was a 91 cents. Perfect there. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm looking for basic to consolidate above this trend line, this region. And let's see, from this area, that'll be the major resistance, and consolidate. And this you'll find this as support. So this area is support. So it will be in the sideways and then up. This trend line is going to be probably support as well. They're looking good. All right. Let me just see FTM. Really interested in that. So at the moment, FTM is still below, just on the 1 hour. It's still bearish. No upward momentum, not really. Just another rejection. Just got to keep an eye on that one. I'm looking for an entry. If it breaks down here, it's likely to come down to this yellow region box. Let's see what's this one. A few charts. Nothing's really standing out at the moment. Bitcoin. You want me to do Bitcoin? Oh, Shiba. Shiba's looking to move. Yeah. Shiba's moving. Let's take out the Shiba. Oh, I made a chart, you stupid thing. Got my Shiba chart. Why is it so slow when I'm just sharing? Okay, so that looks like a breakout trade, more so on the 2 hour. That's very flat. Let's just go. Give me a break. So I'll treat this as a breakout trade. You can see the resistance level. This was a fake out, definitely. So that's my resistance there. First touch, second touch. This will be the third touch. I'll keep waiting. I'd like to see the fourth touch. This could potentially break. So what we're having is higher lows, and this does look like on the 1 hour. It looks like a bullish move. Continuation pattern. I do see this going up. So Shiba definitely going up. Should I buy more? I don't know. Run out of money pretty much. Hey bro, how were you approved to stream? Haven't gotten accepted in a month. How do I get accepted to stream? First of all, you got to be a subscriber. You got to pay. You can't be free person. So if you go to Trading View, if you're a subscriber, like you're paying. So I've got a premium account. I don't know if the professional account does the same. So I think it should. So if you go to account and billings, so the plan should tell you if you could stream or not, I think. I don't know. If you got this pro, you're going to need to ask them, but I think you should be able to stream. Well, the easiest test is this, right? If you want to test how you can stream, oops, go to your profile here under stream. Try this, create stream. Yep, and go through the steps. So if you've done that and it doesn't give you access, then it's likely your license, your subscription will be the one that holds you back. Haven't gotten accepted over a month. I'm not sure what that means, but this is where you do it. Create stream. Here's my ideas, all the posts that I've done in the past. Mind you guys, there are ones that I do, and I'll give you an example. In the past, I've kept them private for the group. So if there's videos, you can post them private, so no one can see your stuff as well. But yeah, streams pretty much create, and then click on continue, fill in the details, and I need to close this so I can show you, but that's about it. If you don't have the bottom stream, that means your subscription is not Yeah. What level subscription? You got professional. It's got to do with your licensing. So I'm premium, so I never looked at it in the past. So it's something you have to go to the TradingView website and click on the start. Yeah, you don't have that. That means you're not subscribed. Yeah, your plan. You got to check your plan, buddy. Go to your account, look at your plan. I'm premium, so I'm assuming that's it. But if you go to, it doesn't mention anything about streaming here either. You probably need to check with the licensing. So if you got the Pro Plus, I would think they give you licensing. But if you got the Pro, it's pretty limited, and that might be the reason why. Actually, here you go. Let's do a search. Stream. No. So you got Pro. Let's see, desktop app support. It doesn't say anything here about streaming, does it? Video ideas you can post. Okay. Signature. Well, I'm using Chrome or Microsoft Explorer. They both have that function. Maybe it's your browser settings as well. So because that's a function. That button could be a function of the restrictions on your browser. You've got to make sure that the browser doesn't block any certain functions. Anyway, that's all I can do. Let's look at Shiba for a sec. Okay, yeah. So you can tell that's, if you know the breakout trade strategy, then you should know how to jump in. But this is definitely looking good. Yeah, this is looking good. This is so I'm seeing this level as support. Yeah, that is to me. So we've got higher lows, and if this comes down here once more, buy it, because I think this is just going to just go. It's got the good setup, so I haven't been watching it. So definitely, this is the buy zone, and this is the breakout trade. All right, what else we got? I'm going to wrap it up. Maybe continue on tomorrow or later this evening, but the Gala was pulled back. That's definitely a shorting opportunity, though. I want to look at it, but I didn't have a chance. That was a good move. Actually, that should be a HNT. That could be a nice shorting opportunity. I'll just do this for a sec. HNT. I can't short it. I could short it. No, FTX won't let you short it either. Bugger. Perpetuals. Okay, Binance has it. No, can't. Not my current settings. Let's see. No, this doesn't look like a shorting opportunity either. It's got a nice, on the 4 hour, it looks like it wants to go up. So right now, no shorting opportunities. It looks bullish. So it might continue on. Okay. That was a good move. Okay. Missed that one. So what's that target that was reached? Okay, the 1.272. So this might, no, I wouldn't short it. Not on that level. So this might just do a double bot and then continue up. All right. So that's going to be sideways for a while. If it goes up there once more, I will short it. but not where it is right now. And let's see, 4 hour. Yeah, so I'll look at that as a good setup for an entry, actually, potentially. It should pull back a bit more though. So 2 hour. The 2 hour is definitely not good, so bearish divergence on 2 hours, so I see it coming down a bit. Not enough to make my effort. So yeah, it could come down to here for support, and then it just bounces up. So no shorting opportunity there. Can I be your trading view girlfriend, please? What do you mean by trading view girlfriend? I'm not sure what you can. I don't know what that means though. Anyway, so I'll leave it at that, guys. I'm going to have lunch, and I think I'll wrap it up. Actually, there's one more thing. Let's talk about Bitcoin, yeah? Who's interested in the big picture of Bitcoin? Let me see what I have. Is that the one? There's a few charts that I've been. So Flocky, was it Flocky? This to me, this is a real good opportunity. Flocky has been one of those big ones that can go long. So Flocky has a bit more history on this, but this is one of many charts that I've got in. So I'm already 50–60% up. Actually, let's look at
Do the COVID vaccines actually prevent case?
Let's look at this. I'm not sure why it did that. Oh, that's better. So here, this is I'm going to say TrueBit. Let's see what TrueBit does. The TrueBit, I'm going long. Hopefully, it's going to be something big in the future. 10 minutes not going to be good enough. I'll see this going big. This is against Ethereum, is it? No, 30 cents. Cool. I'll see TrueBit going a lot. One of the partners from Ethereum. So yeah, it doesn't look much now. This is a accumulation area, and then this could really go. Like all of them, I think that's a support level. Doesn't look much from there, but if I stretch this out, beautiful. So if this was the case, I could see this going to 82 cents from the current 32 cents, but I think it will go much more parabolic than that. This accumulation's been there for a while. This has an Ethereum solution, and I do see this pulling back a bit more, maybe not. It's almost to the edge of buying the dip. So I did sell there. I'm just looking for another. So this is a ranging price, but accumulation would be great. Now let's look at Flocky. We did Flocky before, but this one is this. Yeah, so that's Flocky's history. So that went crazy. I did buy around there. So, geez, how much am I up? I wish I put more money in. 400%. Nice. So should be happy about that. I bought it down here, so I'm a bit more up. All right, I'm happy with that, 400%. Anyway, unless you guys have any other ideas, any questions, and I don't see that, I'm going to have a break, have some lunch, and I'll see you online. If you want to ask questions, come on my Telegram channel, and there's a chat channel there. Please give me a like and a share, and even a donation if you appreciate what I do. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll try to do this on a regular basis, but when is my next stream? So today, I might do one tomorrow, depending if it's warranted. So if we have some good momentum, either way, I might do one tomorrow. But I'll try to do one midweek, and so make it more regular. I was banned by Trading Before Week because I mentioned something that I shouldn't have mentioned. If you mention competitors, like on one of my posts, I put Telegram, the word Telegram, and they banned me for a week for posting. So that's sort of knocked my momentum on posting and streaming. So with live video, I don't think they'll block me, but who knows?